All right, what's up, you guys and gals out there in TV land or wherever you might be? I want to talk to you today about something that is rarely ever brought up. Camshaft deinstallation and installation tools. You can find them for small block, big block Chevys everywhere. In fact, they're not too expensive either. I think 19 to 20 some dollars. You can find all kinds of them out there. Obviously, if you've ever seen one, it has a handle with a round thing on it there on the end with 3 bolt holes. Typical small block Chevy timing setup, so you can put it on your camshaft and be able to remove it and install it into the block without actually ever touching the cam. Now, I've been around a lot of Ford stuff all my life, okay? It's not it is a choice now, but back then it wasn't really a choice. Everybody that I knew drove a Ford product, so I basically hung around a lot of Fords. I built a lot of Ford engines, tore a lot of Ford engines down, etc., etc. And of course, when it came to the camshaft, it was just simply either leave the timing gear on to install or not, or take out, or just take the timing gear off and start grabbing this and then pick it up like so, okay? And that's all well and good, you know. I mean, when you're actually installing the camshaft and you got all this lube and, you know, drippy stuff on there, you're getting your hands all, you know, covered up. Well, how do you keep yourself from doing that? Well, the camshaft installation and deinstallation tool is the way to go, okay? Again, small block Chevy, big block Chevy, LS, all that out there, no problem. They also do make, or somebody makes, I saw it, at least the ones that I find readily available. I mean, there may be something out there, but I have to dig for it, and I've not found it, which is why I'm coming to this video to talk about this. But anyway, my point is that the universal one that claims to be able to do them all is pretty pricey. It's over $100 if I recall correctly. And it is supposed to be able to do small, big block Chevy, Ford, Dodge, you name it, all that stuff, right? So what's a guy to do? Well, at one time I was over at my buddy's house and we were working on his engine, and he just happened to have this big old 3/8 bolt. I believe it's like 9 or 10 inches here, 8 inches or so. And I stole it. And this is what I used for a very long time. I mean, he knows I stole it, but anyway, my point is that you would thread this into your camshaft like so, and you know that was a good installation and removal tool, and it worked great. It worked just fine. The thing is that it doesn't look cool, number one, and number two, you know, it is kind of small. With my big hands, it feels kind of tiny, but it works, and I will admit that. And so I'm looking through my Summit account, basically looking through engine tools. Actually, I was on Speedway Motors, I was on Jegs, I was on StarPerformanceParts.com or whatever that one is. I was on Summit. I was looking everywhere. And as you all know, I have, if you've seen my videos, you know I have the LSM spring machine. Make sure you go and watch that video and review on that. But anyway, LSM has another spring testing tool that I believe is the one that you put on the cylinder head and you test the spring pressures by actually putting the tool on the cylinder head. And then, of course, they sell different size handles that you buy for that thing so that you can give yourself more or less leverage depending on how long you make this you make the handle. So this is an LSM Racing PC-108 is what this is. That's the part number. And one of the other things that I, you know, ran into, because I actually bought these Wear Racing here, WEHRS Wear Racing. These are small block Chevy lift handles. I'm going to explain this in another video, by the way, so I won't spend much time here. But these were for small block Chevy, and I thought, you know, hey, this would be great. But then the problem was is if you got the dowel pin in place, it does not allow you to screw it in. So you have to take the dowel pin out, then you have to put the cam or in or out, and then you have to take and put the dowel pin back in. Okay, so that's the reason why that was kind of out, even though I had bought those already. Again, another video coming up on those. But I was like saying to myself, it'd be nice to, feel like I am an engine builder somewhat, and would be nice to have an actual Ford cam installation and removal tool. But where do you find one outside of this bolt right here, which, again, this worked perfect. It works. I mean, you can go down to your hardware store and buy one of these, and it'll work just fine, but it just doesn't look cool, and it just doesn't look like again, you're kind of a redneck, blah, 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 whatever, however, and I really don't care. But my point is if you want yourself to look good and you want to have a cam tool that actually works, this is it. I found it, guys. All you Ford guys and gals out there that have been looking for it, I finally found it. And it is an American company building American-made products that has a really cool looking handle here. And I believe this is the longest one they make, by the way. They have several of them. And I believe this is supposed to be 8 inches, actually. I get a tape measure, but I don't want to make this video last any longer. But my point is that, as you can see here, it's threaded for 3/8 on this end. It's also threaded for 3/8 on this end. And very much like this wear racing here, there is a stud, just a straight stud with a Allen wrench right here, Allen key that goes inside here to tighten it down. These actually came assembled. This one did not. It had a separate bag with that long 3/8 stud, and I actually decided to thread it in this end because I wanted the knurling to be on the back end here. Now, I will admit that I screwed that stud all the way in until it bottomed out, and I felt it to be just a little bit short. So what I did was I just found over in my bin of just junk over there, I found I think it was like a little screw about, I don't know, maybe 1/4 to 3/8 long. I dropped it down into that hole, and I put that stud in there, and I cranked it down nice and tight. You can probably use some Loctite, maybe some red if you want, or maybe even some blue if you want. But I mean, I use the impact over there to put it in there. I think it's gonna be just fine. And if it does come loose, I will put some red Loctite, and it'll never come out. But my point is I felt that bottoming it all the way in was just not grabbing into the threads quite as much as I would like. So I ended up, again, adding a little spacer in there, which is just a junk screw. Tightened it down really good, and as you can see here, works real good. So now I can actually, it's the heavy camshaft here. This is the cast iron unit or whatever. But you can see there, I can manipulate it with one hand, real easy. And I have enough room, even with my big hand, to grab right here with a second hand. I'm not putting the camera down to show that, but it's obvious I can put both of my hands on there to, again, remove or install the Ford camshaft in and out of the block with these. So you can do this. I do know, I'm not sure 100% about FE engines. It's been a while since I've done one of those, but I'm very certain it is a 3/8. That's the other cool thing. You could probably get studs that have, like a 3/8 on one side and a 7/16 on the other side, or whatever it is that you need, and you can probably make this work no matter what, Ford cam you're going to be doing. But from what I remember, all of them, particularly, of the old vintage iron, cast iron, style that we all know as a small block Ford, FE Ford, or even the 429, 460 that I got over there in the corner, I know that they all use the 3/8 stud for the camshafts. So this is the perfect tool in my mind right here. So go to LSM Racing, go to Summit, go to Speedway, go to whoever you want to go to, and check out the PC-108. That is, ladies and gentlemen, finally the Ford cam installation and removal tool that looks great, feels nice and girthy, made in the United States. And get this, I paid, if I'm not mistaken, I paid $32.99 for this. That is, in my opinion, for American-made product that looks that good, aluminum, anodized, threaded at both ends, etc., that's amazing, in my opinion. I would not be surprised if there is an actual Ford cam installation and removal tool out there that I haven't found that is 50, 75 bucks right now. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I know there's some Universal one out there that claims to do it for over 100, and a whole bunch of small big block Chevy LS ones out there for less than 25 bucks for sure, or more. But there are some that are out there pretty cheap. But for the money, you cannot beat this. And we have finally, ladies and gentlemen, found our cam installation and removal tool for the Ford. Okay, so just wanted to let you guys know that. Be sure to like and to Rumble, because I'm now letting a lot of my videos go over to Rumble as well. And to come back, because I'm going to have spur of the moment kind of stuff, and some videos that are more well thought out, etc. But yeah, I'm putting this stuff out there just to let you know. I'm very happy with this, and I know you will be too. Tell LSM Racing when you give them a call, if that's what you do, that I sent them to you. Obi-Wan of YouTube sent you, okay? Appreciate it, guys, and we'll be talking to you later.